we are doing a front brake rotors on a 2006 Dodge Caravan, and you can see so far I've got the vehicle jacked up. I've got a jack stand supporting the vehicle, and got the tire off right there so I can sit on it. And what we're gonna do is try to piece this together. It's not gonna be like live action, but we're just gonna go through it. So yeah, you loosen up your lug nuts, you jack up the vehicle on an appropriate spot, which is which might be hard to find if you've got an older vehicle that his rocker panels my rocker panels are just about destroyed by rust and whatever. So check this out.
Ew, gross, nasty. Yeah, it is nasty.
It is nasty, but hey, what are you gonna do? You know, if I may complain to you a little bit, Ford and Chevy and other manufacturers around this vintage decided to put plastic guards over their rocker panels. Dodge did not, and perhaps we are seeing the fruits of that. Anyway, what can you do? Hindsight, right? Here we are. So I'm going to pause here and we're going to remove the caliper, which we've got two 12mm head bolts right there. We're going to remove those. We're going to hang the caliper with some kind of hanger, just some wire, because we do not want to support the caliper on this rubber hose. Okay, so let's get to that. All right, hello again. One thing you should do is, when you are removing the caliper, you need to get a C-clamp and just slightly compress the cylinder, which will loosen the caliper, and then we will be able to actually slide it off there. All right, gang, we've hung our caliper after using our C-clamp to compress the cylinder and push it in, and now we've hung it up here with an old hanger, and now we need to remove these large bolts. There's two back here to get this pad bracket off. All right, we are going to remove those two bolts I talked about. I was having a lot of trouble finding the right socket. It appears to be under 7/8, but I'm going to use a 7/8 socket on a 6-sided 7/8 socket, because I've done enough bolt removal on rusty parts to start really hating 12-sided sockets. So I'm not trying to round any bolts off. 6-sided is pretty much the way to go for me. And get yourself a very nice ratchet wrench. I got a Craftsman here, Craftsman Industrial. It's been good to me. It hasn't failed me. There are other good ones out there. I went to Menards and got the not even worth its metal half-inch socket set with the ratchet wrench, and that ratchet wrench, you can tell they're cheap. Why? Because they got a plastic direction reversal switch. This is metal, it's solid, and it hasn't let me down. Those other ones, the internal gearing on the cheap Menards or whatever have you, the cheap gearing just fails. The internal gears are weak. Maybe they're not using hardened steel in there. I don't know what the deal is, but anyway. All right, let's remove those things with our not quite right fitting 7/8 socket. You're gonna need, it's probably a 21mm, that's my guess, but I couldn't find a 21mm, so this is what we gotta use. All right, we put our new caliper on. We went ahead and sprayed it with brake cleaner. That would take off. They come from the factory with an oily film on them probably from machining, and so we sprayed it with brake cleaner to get that oil off because we don't want to gum up our pads. And then we just set it on there. Now we've got to take a look at the slide pins. They need to move freely, and they don't. So I will need to pull them off and re-grease them, maybe clean out the holes, and we'll go from there. We put some new grease on our slide pins. We got this rounded one on the top, it's a replacement from our squared end one on the bottom. Got a rubber sleeve on it as well, and seems to be good so far. So we will bolt bolts back in and then put our pads and calipers in. Alright, sorry. You know, I wish I could be filming this thing the whole way through, but you'd be very bored and I'd be making a lot of cuts. So I'm just doing it segment by segment. Anyway, we've got our caliper back on. We made sure our brake hardware was still good. These are new pads, but I hadn't done the rotors, so that's what I'm doing now. So the hardware is still good. We made sure there weren't any deep grooves in our brake pads. So we'll put them back. Now, torque specs. My Haynes manuals, or it's a Chilton's, no, it's a Haynes. It says 125 foot-pounds on these big bolts back here, and then 26 foot-pounds on these caliper pin bolts. And so that's what we did. Please be sure to torque things down correctly, especially here. Your life might depend on it. And obviously if you torque too tight, well, you might not be getting it off so easy for the next job. So good torque specs are awesome. Get yourself a 3/8 inch torque wrench and a 1/2 inch drive torque wrench for your sockets, and you will use those a lot. Alright, now we'll put pretty much we're good to go now. We just got to put our wheel back on. Lug nuts are tightened to 100 foot-pounds each, and yeah, we'll go from there. Alright gang, we are here on the passenger's front side, and we are looking at the mating surface of where the caliper bracket was. It's kind of nasty. It's not nasty on the actual surface it's touching, but look at right around it. There's a lip of corrosion. And we do want to knock that back with a wire brush or something. I don't want to actually, with a hand brush, I don't want to actually put a motorized tool to this surface because I don't want to scar it up too bad. So just a little hand brush to knock down some of this stuff would do well. Some people say that you just want to throw a little grease on that surface. You can. It's up to you. And yeah. Anyway, this is side 2. Again, we are checking our slide pins. Let me reiterate that because that is why I am replacing the rotors this time around. The slide pins locked up, caliper slide pins. It locked up, and the brake pad was only touching only partly on the rotor because only the top slide pin was moving. That caused a lot of problems. Chewed up the brake pads. It got hot and smelly, and chewed up my rotor as well. Anyway. Alright guys, we got that done. That is the job. I know, really wish I would have had more video for you, but hey, that's what we got to work with. Hopefully I'll get a better setup sometime and we'll be able to do more car work, brake jobs, and other stuff with some full video of the job. But hey, that's what we got. I can answer any questions if you guys
And hope this was a blessing to you. Hope it helps you on your way. And yeah, I look forward to talking with you, chatting with you, and we'll see you in the next one.